1068 as station 30.
How you doing? My name is State Rep Anthony Nolan, and I am here at the Department of Motor Vehicles in Wethersfield, Connecticut. And I'm excited to share some information that constituents have asked questions about. And right now I'm going to ask my visitors to Rollin with State Rep Nolan to introduce
Now
themselves.
serving ticket number.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sean Formica, and I am the Director of Communications here at the DMV.
Thank you. My name is Ernie Bertozzi, and I also work at the Department of Motor Vehicles in the Corporate and Public Relations Office. Welcome.
Well, thank you guys for giving us an opportunity to come and share in regards to some questions that have come up with constituents. And the first thing, of course, we want to start with is Real ID and try and get people to understand how important this new license is so that it can also help you travel.
So the Real ID, the deadline has changed a few times, but the Real ID deadline is May of 2025. So our constituents have a little bit of time. That is a federal deadline. There is an entire document checklist on our website that our residents can visit to get an idea for the documents that they need to bring with them, so they are fully prepared.
Now, this ID is going to be a have-to for everybody at some point. You're not going to be able to keep your older ID and use it as much. Is that correct?
It is up to the resident.
Oh, it is up to the
If
resident.
you already have a Connecticut driver's license that does not have a gold star emblem on it, it is up to the individual to decide whether or not they want that gold star.
Okay.
And this is something that came down from the federal government,
Right.
From the Real ID Act, I believe, of 2005.
Okay.
So basically, it is up to the resident, but to your point, Representative, if it is something you want to do, because it will make it easier for you to board a commercial aircraft at Bradley or Tweed, beginning in May of 2025. It is something, as Sean said, that you can do by getting a document checklist, making an appointment here at DMV. It is an in-person service.
Yep.
So if you would like to get that Real ID gold star emblem, you would have to come to the DMV.
Okay, so the Real ID is optional, but it does help you when you're going away on trips to not have to have the documentation that you might have to have with a regular ID.
You can basically travel without your passport. If you're going to the Bahamas or Puerto Rico, you can leave the passport at home and use your Real ID.
Okay.
It's a nice feature.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of discussion in regards to streamlining. And I was on the website earlier today, and I was glad to see the different things that you're now able to do. And some of those things are appointments. Can you share a little bit about how now it's different with appointments?
Absolutely. So we implemented our appointment system back in 2020, and it has really transformed our business model. Customers are able to log online, select a time, select a location, schedule their appointment, head into the DMV. They're in and out in minutes. You're no longer waiting at the DMV for hours to complete your transaction. We've really improved the process. We've had so much wonderful feedback, so customers no longer need to dread coming to the DMV. To schedule an appointment just takes a couple minutes. You need basic information. You'll need to know what kind of transaction you'd like to complete, whether it's a change of address, a registration. Schedule your appointment and you are in good shape.
Oh, that's good. So when you sign up online for an appointment and something happens, you have to change the appointment. Are you able to change the appointment and get rescheduled again?
Absolutely. You can cancel your appointment in real time. You can reschedule it. We also send out a whole bunch of email or text reminders to the customer prior to their appointment. This way, we're all busy. Can't forget. So you set up your appointment, you are emailed or you receive a text confirmation, but you can cancel at any time or reschedule, all online.
So you do a lot online now, getting some of the information that you need or some of the ways that you would have taken a little while prior. You don't have to wait in long lines anymore. So you talked about a document checklist. What is document checklist?
Sure. So we have document checklists out there for just about every transaction type. Our goal is essentially to have customers, residents come in, complete their transaction, and leave in one visit. So we have these document checklists that are out there for the residents to view, and it includes everything, every document, every piece of documentation that's required for them to have a successful visit.
Okay. So it kind of preps them to bringing the correct information so that they don't have to go back home again because they forgot something, basically?
Yep.
Okay. And then tell me about the website now. We got a nice, recognizable website that's changed a little bit. Can you share about that?
Yeah, sure. We launched our new website in October of last year, 2022.
Yeah.
And the big thing about the website was so much DMV jargon. There was so much out there that when a customer went to go get the information they needed to complete a transaction, they were very lengthy explanations, and we basically made the website easier to navigate, easier to find information, but also easier to read and to understand what it is we're asking of people to have to come in to do their business with us. And the website launched last year, and on top of the new website, we also have a bunch of new online services we'd love to talk about.
Okay.
Most notably, and it's a big culture change for people in the state of Connecticut, we now offer the opportunity for customers to renew their driver's license or ID card online without having to actually come into a DMV or a AAA and get their photo taken.
Okay.
And this is something that we started in the last couple of years, and we've gotten a great response. But it's also important to point out for people that might not want to do the transaction online, they still can come in and make the appointment, and we'd be happy to do the transaction in person.
I think it's important to note that all of our online transactions can be completed in almost under 10 minutes, which is speedy.
That's quite a big transformation than years ago.
A significant transformation. And there's a huge time savings for the consumer.
Yeah.
Travel time, time spent at the DMV. It's important.
Yeah. So moving on to veterans, because we get a lot of veterans that are trying to understand what vanity plates that they can get. Could you name just a few of them and then share the location where they can see the rest? Because I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah, we certainly have a lot of plates to offer. So we do have the veteran style plates, the flag style, the traditional flag style veteran plates. At the very bottom of each plate, it does list out either veteran, or they have the option to have the conflict or battle listed on the bottom. A few years ago, we worked with the VA to really get everything up and rolling and to roll out more options for veterans.
So not only can they come here or set appointments to come here, but you have satellite offices that they can go out and get their licenses and some other things from. Could you share what those? I know you talked about like AAA or Nutmeg.
So there are two different options out there. We have AAA and we have Nutmeg State Financial Credit Union, and they both offer licensing services at their locations. It's another option for residents to hop in, get their license renewed, and hop out. They also, you're able to get a real ID at those locations as well, because again, that's an in-person transaction. Obtaining a real ID is not something you can do online. So residents have the option to visit a DMV location or go to one of our partner locations.
And with that real ID, I just want to remind folk that you really have to have the documents necessary to get that. You just can't go and think that you can get a real ID. So you make sure you have the documents that are necessary for that. And then is there any other things that you might want to touch on briefly for our constituents?
I would highly recommend that residents hop onto our website. If they have any DMV related questions, there's a lot of information out there. We improved the search feature for our website, so customers can go in and they can plug in the word registration and a whole bunch of items will automatically be populated. If they need further assistance, there's always our contact center.
I just want to recognize the announcement that's going on here. It sounds like people are going through rapidly here. Numbers are just getting thrown out, and I can see people moving back and forth and going to different locations. That thing's went off about 6 or 7 or more times.
All day long, people are in and out. The appointment system has really, again, it's really transformed our business. It's reshaped everything here at the DMV.
Yeah. Well, I really want to thank you both for taking the time to inform our residents of Connecticut. As you can see from what's going on around us and the noise, that things are streamlined quite a bit more than they were in the past, and we're just glad that we can share this information. And we want to really remind you to check out the DMV webpage. We thank you for tuning in to Rollin with State Rep Nolan. Have a nice day.